General Hospital, Drew delivers chilling revenge on Curtis. General Hospital sees Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, furious now that he knows Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, was the one who told Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, about his fling with Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, that blew up the wedding. But Drew is not going to fly off the handle and lash out right now. Nope. He is going to serve ice-cold revenge on Curtis when the time is right and get the ultimate payback. We're going to talk about just how Drew is going to target Curtis both professionally and personally, and possibly taking out friends and family along the way as collateral damage. General Hospital, Drew's sneaky move. So, after Elizabeth Rebecca Herbst accidentally revealed to Drew that it was Curtis who blabbed, we saw a Congressman Cutthroat making a very sneaky move. So, Drew approached Curtis over at the Metro Court and said he wanted to call a truce. Drew offered and Curtis agreed, and he told the congressman that he won't be the one to break the truce. Then Drew went back over to his lawyer, Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, and said that none of that was real. The truce with Curtis. Instead, Drew Kane said he was playing a long game. How Drew plans his long game revenge against Curtis. So let's talk about that long game. It started with his lawyer. Martin said even though Drew doesn't like Curtis, his Aunt Stella Henry Vernay Watson is an angel. And then Martin told Drew about Stella helping him with his insurance problem. If you remember, Martin hurt his back at the whole ketamine Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott press conference, and Martin wound up blaming Tracy. But bottom line, his back was really hurt and Stella finagled the insurance papers so that his back pain wouldn't be treated as a pre-existing condition. And if you recall, Martin is pretty broke because of back alimony to all his ex-wives. So he couldn't afford to pay out of pocket. But when he thanked Stella at General Hospital, you know, she kind of told Martin to keep your voice down 'cause we could both get in trouble. So Martin told Drew about all that and how Stella helped him. And you could see that Drew got a look on his face. His wheels were turning because Martin just gave Drew Kane some ammunition to use against Curtis. He can report Stella or have someone else do it for insurance fraud, and that would really hurt Curtis. So that's one way to strike. Drew's potential legal moves, targeting Portia and evidence tampering. Second, I think Drew may consider turning Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, over to the cops. She tampered with Heather Weber's Allie Mills test results. That right there is enough to yank Portia's medical license and send her to prison for evidence tampering. The ketamine case is a little more problematic for Drew to prove at this point against Portia because Drew already framed Tracy for that. But that kind of got messed up at the press conference and Cody Bell, Josh Kelly claimed the ketamine was his. But that doesn't necessarily mean that was the ketamine that Drew was given. So he could still pull this out. He could go after Portia for that in another way. Drew could bring back Brad Cooper, Perry Shin, to testify that Portia was blackmailing him after he found out she altered Heather's test. And you know, back and forth. And then she made him steal the ketamine. Since Drew found Jacinda Paige Herschel and paid her off to keep her away from Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, that means that he can probably find Jacinda again. And Drew could bribe her. If he paid Jacinda the prostitute enough, she might come back to Port Charles and say that Portia gave her the ketamine and that Nina gave her the cash, and it was all a big setup to ruin Drew because honestly, that's the truth of the matter. So he could pay Jacinda to simply tell the truth. And if Drew targets Portia, that would also devastate Curtis. Sabotaging Aurora Media, Drew's strategy to undermine Curtis professionally. So another part of Drew revenge served cold plan could be him targeting Curtis and the company he runs, Aurora Media. And that way the attacks are both personal and professional. You know, Drew originally founded Aurora Media with Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco. He knows it inside out. They bought it from Julian Jerome, William DeVry, and then turned it into Aurora Media. There was a backstory to it, but it was Drew and Sam's company. So, Drew may be able to sabotage the company and make problems for Curtis, undermining him as CEO, even though Curtis does have a multi-year contract. Being in Congress, you know, Drew Kane can do a lot of shady stuff behind the scenes that could impact Curtis' business. And of course, Drew is still making money from Aurora, but he's also got Yelq stock. And even if Aurora went under, you know, Curtis might be financially crushed, but Drew would probably come out of it just fine. I doubt it would get that far, but still, yeah, he may target Curtis as CEO of Aurora. The impact of Drew's revenge on Michael and family dynamics. And speaking of Drew targeting Curtis professionally and personally, that also makes Michael a top target because Curtis and Michael are allies and they're friends. And if Drew is attacking Aurora, then Curtis might bring Michael back in to help defend the company since he's involved in it as well. But that might just make things easier for Drew, who already wants to take Michael down so Willow can get her kids back. If Drew can get Willow's kids away from Michael and back in her hands, there's a chance Drew might be able to actually win back Willow. So, Drew may find a way to carry out his original plan to frame Michael as an opioid addict. So he loses custody of the kids. And that would also put a taint on Aurora since Michael is involved there. That would also mean that when Drew is coming at Curtis if he's attacking Aurora, then Michael might not be available to help with that. And if Drew can set up Portia to say that she's somehow covering for Michael, then this could be a really effective scheme to topple several people at once. Drew's personal attacks, using Trina and Kai to inflict emotional damage on Curtis. And finally, you hate to think about this, but Drew might also target Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, to hurt her dad, Curtis. Since her ex-boyfriend Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, is close to Drew working as an intern, Kai might be the perfect person to use to slap at Trina for revenge. Drew might set up Kai with some new girl, some hottie to make Trina jealous. It could be somebody from the political arena or a famous model. Obviously, as a politician, Drew has got contacts. Even though Kai misses Trina, Drew might be able to convince him that going out with a new girl could make Trina jealous and bring her back around. General Hospital, Drew convinces Kai? So Drew might be able to convince Kai to go for it. And seeing her ex-boyfriend out with a beautiful young woman might upset Trina. Anything that upsets her will obviously upset Curtis and Portia. And we know Drew wants to rip apart Curtis' life since he feels like that's what Curtis did to Drew. So, we know that Drew had no problem saying awful things where Wiley Corinthos, Viren Weaver, could hear to upset the kid and make Michael look bad. So yeah, Drew has got no problem using kids to make his point. He used a little kid.so, a young woman like Trina, she better watch her back because Drew might put a knife in it aiming for her dad. And if he gets the chance, he might even target Curtis' father, Marshall Ashford, Robert Gossett, next time he's back in Port Charles. We'll see how it plays out. But you know that quote, revenge is a dish best served cold. And that's what Drew wants to do. Serve icy cold payback on Curtis. I don't know about you guys, I'm definitely not Team Drew on this. I am Team Curtis all the way. Early spoilers August 11th to 15th, Jason's heroic return and Michael's shocking discovery. General Hospital spoilers for August 11th to 15th 2025. See Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, playing hero and Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, doing some serious investigating. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what's happening the rest of this week and then dive into what's coming next week. So, let's dive in with the action on Wednesday, August 6th on General Hospital. We have got Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning making an alliance with Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright. And I wonder if it is about her son. Lulu may be asking Carly to ban Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti, from the Metro Court just to keep her away from Rocco Falceroni, Finn Francis Carr. I do think that she would do it. And Carly tells Lulu that she will consider her request on one condition. So we'll see exactly what Lulu wants. General Hospital spoilers, Chase and Michael butt heads and Sonny gets a warning. Also Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard confronts Michael. And I wonder if Chase is going to tell Michael that he doesn't agree with him keeping Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, away from the kids, especially after she's broken up with Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, which is the caveat that Michael gave Willow. Break up with Drew, then you can see the kids. So Michael's going to tell Chase he's not having this conversation. And I'm interested to see if Chase persists, whether Michael will tell Chase what he told Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, that he suspects Willow might have been the one who was targeting Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, and baby Daisy. I don't know how Chase would handle hearing that. Willow asks Dr. Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, to keep some sort of secret between them. And Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, begins to put some pieces together. This may involve his conversation with DA Justine Turner, Nazneen contractor, because she tells Sonny, "Don't you dare." She's kind of threatening him. But I think this might be more about the softball game than crime and punishment in Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers, Jason makes an effort. Danny Morgan, Asher Jared Antonazan has some advice for Rocco. And I wonder if it is about Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, and Liesl and the pushback from Dante and Lulu. And I mean, Laura Spencer Collins, Jeannie Francis, is kind of in there advocating for everybody to calm down. Jason warns Albrecht not to come between Rocco and his parents. However, I'm guessing that Liesl will tell Jason, look, Rocco reached out to me, and I'm not going to ignore the kid. So Jason might be doing this just so that he can go back and say, look, I told her. General Hospital spoilers, Dante summoned and Tracy pivots. Dante is called over to Mayor Laura's office and she tells Dante she needs something kept off the record. She wants to have some kind of conversation with him. And I wonder if she's going to ask about Marco Rios, Adrian and Chando going missing and if the PCPD thinks it was a kidnapping and maybe thinks it was Sonny. Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, tells somebody that there's been a change in plan. So, I wonder if she's circling back around to Brooklyn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton, and the Deception ladies about kind of keeping Sonny's dirty money being in their business under wraps. General Hospital spoilers, key character alliances and secrets unfolding in early August. On Thursday, August 7th, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, is tested by Ava Jerome, Maura West. And I do think she wants to know if Rick would still be with her if the money runs out. And we know Ava is insanely jealous about Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst. So, I do think she is planning to cut him out, do the big lump sum, call it quits, quit while they're ahead, which isn't a bad idea, but I don't think Rick's going to handle this well. Brooklyn opens up to Sonny, and I'm sure it's about her struggles with Gio, maybe also about the Rocco and Lulu stuff. Laura gets some info from her former Deputy Mayor Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper. And I'm sure it's on the Sidwell and Sonny stuff, maybe some Drew Kane Quartermaine, Cameron Matheson stuff. Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali listens as Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, opens up to her, and I wonder if it's about her frustrations that Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, took this job she knew Emma really wanted and now is just walking away from it while also advising Emma not to work with Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard. And I don't think Emma's going to listen. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, pulls some strings. I wonder if she is gonna try and save Jocelyn. She's worried that Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, is gonna get her hurt. So, Anna may dive in to see what she can find out about the Brit situation because now it's about more than just Jason. It involves Jocelyn, too, because she had that thing where it clicked together that the resort that Joss is going to is the one that Jason thinks Brit is at. General Hospital drama intensifies, relationship tests, secret missions, and dangerous alliances. On Friday, August 8th, Jason gets some input from Anna. And she was discouraging Jason from going after Brit before. But now, Anna may actually want Jason to go to Croatia since she knows Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, are heading there. Anna is worried about Jocelyn being in danger. So, I wonder if she's going to throw caution to the wind and tell Jason that Joss is a WSB agent now taking orders from Jack. And I wonder if Jason could keep that secret from Carly. He might try for a while. Drew goes looking for Elizabeth. And it may be to talk about Willow. Or maybe Drew's got more questions about what Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, did at the wedding. Britt refuses to follow orders. She's mad at her boss because he's being uber controlling. She feels trapped. And I wonder if Britt is going to be in some kind of danger for her defiance. With Jocelyn on the way to Croatia and Jason likely following close behind, it is going to get messy soon. Carly has an idea to discuss with Brennan and I wonder if it's about Jocelyn and Vaughn. And Dante and Lulu are both quite upset and I'm betting it's about Rocco and Aubrey on General Hospital, Jason's Croatia mission and rising tensions among characters. The week of August 11th through the 15th, we should see Jason packing his bags to head to Croatia. Looks like he's going to lose the black leather and swap it for a nice fancy light blue suit to blend in as a wealthy gentleman, not a hitman at the posh Five Poppies resort in Croatia as he searches for Britt and maybe searching for Joss also to protect her. Jason was thinking about leaving Britt alone because he told Sonny he thinks he feels like that's what Britt wants because of her dire diagnosis. But with Anna worrying about Jocelyn, well, two birds, one stone, looks like he's going to have to go. Britt is facing several threats. So obviously she's being defiant. She's trying to get off the property, which she's not supposed to do. And I wonder if Jason is going to save her from this situation. Rick and Ava relationship may soon be in a death spiral. Rick's going to be mad about Ava cutting off the money train, and she's mad that he's still into Elizabeth. And then we've got Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, in the mix, who's got a $10,000 bonus to make something happen. And so he may be moving in on Ava and trying to finish off their split. General Hospital spoilers: Nina worries, Drew plots, and Martin snoops. Dante and Lulu try to figure out what to do in the future to deal with this Rocco/Albrecht thing. And finding out Britt is alive is going to upset them even more. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, is very worried about her daughter, and Willow is busy plotting. Drew is secretly plotting as well. He wants payback on Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, and he's playing this long, slow game. Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight digs into Monica Quartermain's Leslie Charlson past. Remember, Martin found that letter at Drew's place. He seems very intrigued about Monica's past. He spoke with Yuri Cyrus Hobby. May question him again the week of 8/11, August 15, 2025. And Erica Slezak is joining General Hospital in the fall and is confirmed to be playing a new character. And rumor has it she will be playing Monica's sister. The DA's frustrations grow, and Marco keeps Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, in the dark about what he's plotting with his dad, Sidwell, Carlo Rota.